So, to you dads out there that are dealing with parental alienation, it's during the holidays, and even for you moms out there that are dealing with it, we just got done with our Wednesday night call. It's a therapy call where we go over the different, the service of therapy and working with the therapist in our groups and so on. But something got brought up with parental alienation and false accusations that happens over and over again, and we need to point it out. You need to prepare for it. Once this gets squashed, and hopefully it does get squashed in the court system, which is hard to do, and there's all these videos I have on this, you're going to get hit with all these other angles. So when it does or doesn't work in the court system, the person who's falsely accusing you is going to go to friends, family, schools, and to different therapists that are involved. You need to know how to talk to them, and you need to understand how this process works. Because if we just argue and say, I'm not the abuser, it's not going to work out as well. So what we have to do is with friends and family, first off, we got to drop them. We got to find new friends and family. We also have to start looking at the evidence that we can produce in court to disprove this. Not our argument, but our courtroom evidence. When it comes to the schools, you need to be able to talk to the principal or vice principal, and if they're not listening, the superintendent. You need to be able to go there with the evidence of the court order. You also need to say, not necessarily in the most threatening way, but it's kind of hard to not do this, but you need to tell them if they get involved in this, that you will take legal action against them. Now, whether or not you can afford that, that's another thing, but they are breaking the law if they're breaking a court order. So this is also why it's very important to get this all done legally, because the legal process in this, the legal solution in this is what's going to resolve all this other stuff. The other thing that happens all the time is perhaps reunification therapy gets granted, and then what will happen is the false accuser will get another therapist and try and integrate them in to say that you're abusive, and then you have this conflict. You have one therapist that is assigned by the courts, and then there's another therapist that comes in that is hired privately that is going to testify against you. You need to give these people the full threat of the law. You need to say you need to follow the court order. If you don't follow the court order, you're liable for lawsuit. And that lawsuit isn't just in your custody case. It would be a separate one that you impose against them. Man, I just talked to a guy yesterday who's dealing with something with a judge, and that judge caused a horrible thing in their case. That judge then was replaced and taken out of family court and put in a different court system due to their failure within it. I'm not saying that can happen easily or all the time. There's so many problems within the system, but we have to be able to fight it within the system properly. And if we don't, we get screwed. We allow a real child abuser to continue to abuse our kids, and man,